Just tell us how you came to be associated with this project.
I had only done one movie before this movie. I had scored and written the title song with Hal David for the movie What's New Pussycat?
Well, I didn't have on that list, right? What's New Pussycat?
Which, I mean, I've been in England to do a television show about my music, an ITV, a small show, but I was there and I was at the Dorchester Hotel, and at the time I was married to Angie Dickinson, and Angie was in the lobby of the Dorchester and ran into Charlie Feldman. Charlie Feldman was the producer on What's New Pussycat? And Charlie said, "What are you doing here, Angie?" "Well, I'm here with this guy." "What does this guy do?" Charlie said. "He writes music." And Charlie was like, said, "Is he any good?" And Angie said, "Yeah, he's really, really good." "Well, what songs has he written?" Because I got this film, and we don't have a composer. And we got to get it like 4 or 5 weeks out. We have to have this picture scored and finished. So he went upstairs to the Audley Suite at the hotel at the Dorchester. And she had given him 2 names of 2 songs, Walk On By, Anyone That Had a Heart. He was going to check with Clotilde, who was his girlfriend, see if she knew the songs. So he says, "Clotilde, you know Walk On By, Anyone That, oh, I love these songs," she said. "I love those songs." So Charlie came down and said, "Okay, you got the picture." Wow. So, you know, you got to start somewhere. And that's just, I mean, that's really out of luck that you get that first chance. You could go year after year wanting to score a movie, but you're in the Dorchester Hotel and you walk into an amazing project and not having a clue how to do it. I was clueless. There are no lessons so I was just walking around Hyde Park trying to hear something in my head. Okay, that's that picture, but we're back to Butch Cassidy now.
You write incredibly memorable melodies. What's the difference in your process writing a song and actually scoring the film?
Scoring a film, you have to service the film. You have to make the film the most important thing. Not whether the song is going to be a hit. It's a byproduct if it turns out to be a hit. But you have to service the film and service it kindly. Then we get to the song, which, if you look at it, you could say, I mean, Redford apparently said, after the picture was made and done, Robert Redford said, "What the hell is that song doing in this picture?" Which I didn't know about until later on. But I did know that after the film came out and was this huge hit, and then we got B.J. Thomas to sing it, record it, and I found out from Dick Zanuck, who was running the studio, running 20th at the time, and Dick saw me in a restaurant after the song is now a #1 song, Pictures a Hit. And he said, "Let me tell you something, Burt. Half the board at 20th Century voted to not have that song in the picture." So, and Dick stood up for it and said, "I'm standing by that song." It's hard not to stand by it when it was already #1. That's one way. But it doesn't matter if it was #1 or not, if it didn't help the picture. back to the thing I was saying before, you've got to service the film and make sure the film is the beneficiary.
On that vein, because you were a pop songwriter, did you ever sense any static from film composers who were very traditional? Like, who's this guy who writes pop songs coming in to do film scores?
I just never talked to them. I mean, never talked to them. Hey, it's not a group of people. We get together and have lunch once a week. No, but I think, you know, it was in Dick Zanuck stood up to that board and said, no, this song's got to stay, and fought for it. And it just worked. And George Rael, let's get back to not the board, not Dick Zanuck, but a director like George Rael, who heard it, looked at it, saw it, and didn't question. Not for 1 second say, wait a minute, they're in Bolivia. It sounds like it could be on top 40 radio. How do we kind of reconcile it to, and he let it go, because it worked.
And in many ways, it was sort of groundbreaking, because subsequent to that, it was like, can we work a hit song into the movie, right? I mean, this was sort of an organic thing as you're describing it, but within a few years, it was all planned. Like, how are we going to get a hit into this?
Which is the wrong way to go about it. Again, you must do justice to the film that you're working on.
I dread asking you this question, but I'm going to do it anyway. Do you have a favorite amongst the songs you've written?
Yeah, actually, Alfie's dad and the house and then World Now is Love. I mean, we wrote What the World Needs Now is Love because of what was going on in Vietnam. But that song is so much more substantial now. In these times.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I personally would like to keep talking for the rest of the night, but there's a movie that these people want to see as well. So I think we're going to have to wind it up.
I enjoyed talking